It's CC Ryder, and I'm sitting down with one of rock's true legends. He's a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer who gave us the unforgettable guitar work on Hotel California, Victim of Love, and so many other Eagle classics. On Friday, September 5th at 7 p.m., he's going to be right here in Kingsport at the Toy F. Reed Center performing with Symphony of the Mountains for a once-in-a-lifetime concert. Let's welcome Don Felder.
Pleasure to be on the air here with you.
Don, your guitar solo in Hotel California, it's been called one of the greatest of all time. Now, fans know every single note of this by heart, but what is it like for you to stand on a stage and hear those legendary riffs being lifted up by an entire symphony orchestra?
Well, I've done a lot of symphony shows, and it's a different elevation. It gives it such a magnificent texture behind just the rock band. In other words, it's like if you were to have one person singing harmony with you or an entire chorus singing harmony with you. It has a great just power to it that comes off the stage. And it's such a beautiful enhancement to all the songs in my show. I mean, I do some really beautiful songs like Seven Bridges Road, Tequila Sunrise, Peaceful Easy Feeling, as well as some of the rock stuff that I did with the Eagles. As a matter of fact, I'd say about 80-85% of the night are songs that I wrote, co-wrote, produced, played on the records in the 27 years I was in the Eagles. But the best part of it is, these people have known these songs for 40, 50 years now. And they've heard them on the radio, but here it is right in front of them. They can actually reach out and touch something live that they've grown up with for the last 40 or 50 years. And presented with a symphony, it is just major impactful. It's just wonderful. I enjoyed it. As a matter of fact, I did a tour in Germany where I did 22 shows in 22 different German cities in 29 days with a full orchestra. And it was called Rock Meets Classic. And we had a ball doing it. By the end of the night, everybody is up on their feet for the last four songs. We're playing Take It Easy. We're playing Heartache Tonight, Life in a Fast Lane, Hotel California. Everybody's got their phones out videoing me playing Hotel. And I'm going, don't let me make a mistake now, please. Because Hotel is a very demanding solo, and I have to practice it and warm up, practicing it backstage and playing it, so that I know I can walk out on the stage and not disappoint a single person in that audience.
So we know that you've played the biggest of arenas, you've played the Rock Hall stage, but yet you're choosing to come to Kingsport with Symphony of the Mountains. So what drew you to this collaboration with them, and what do you hope that the audience experiences that night?
Well, I know what the audience is going to experience that night. As a matter of fact, if you have any doubts about the quality and the happiness that is generated at that show, just go to Ticketmaster and put in Don Felder reviews, and you'll see over 500 five-star comments. It's amazing how many people come and see this show, whether it's a 4 or 5 band or with a symphony. To me, is the most impactful, that love this show. It's like I said, by the end of the night, everybody up and rocking and dancing and having a great time. It's really a really fun, wonderful night. I started playing music when I was 10 years old. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame didn't even exist. There were no Grammys. There were no platinum albums. There were no big tours. It was just, I loved playing music, and that's why I do it today. I don't need to make another dime for the rest of my life, but I love walking out on stage, playing these songs that I was part of creating for people that have loved them for decades, and having just a wonderful night together and making them happy, and that makes me happy. So that's what we're looking forward to, as a night of wonderful, wonderful music with the symphony there.
And of course, you are still making music this year. You are unveiling The Vault, 50 Years of Music, and these are songs that you wrote across decades. So when you dusted off some of the tapes and you were reimagined these songs, what kind of memories or emotions came flooding back to you?
It was really funny because the very first demo that I made in hopes of it becoming a song with the Eagles was right after I joined the Eagles. And they brought me in to play slide guitar on Good Day in Hell. So I said, well, I'm going to write a slide song. So I didn't even have a set of drums, so I used a cardboard box and set a microphone up in front of it, and I played I played like a drum beat on a cardboard box, and then I played a rhythm guitar part, a bass part, and then I started playing slide parts. So it was like a really rough demo. I was told when I joined the band from my friend Bernie Letton, who was one of the founding members of the original Eagles, if you want to write songs for the Eagles, don't write lyrics and don't write melodies. Just write music tracks that are in a song format, like introduction, verse 1, verse 2, chorus, verse 3, chorus, solo, chorus, chorus out, and just write music beds. Give those ideas to Don Henley and Glenn Frey. Let them write the lyrics and sing it. So I would make every album 15, 16, 18, 20 song tracks like that. And that's why when I discovered these tapes and these ideas, I said, well, these never got recorded. These were never put out. I'm going to go back in and take these raw ideas, rebuild them from the ground up with some of the best players that I know in the business. The people that are playing on these albums, it's like Nathan East, who's played with everybody from Eric Clapton on down, Matt Bissonette, who just worked with Elton John for 12 years, drummers like Jim Keltner, Brian Tishy, Todd Zuckerman from Styx, Chad Cromwell from Neil Young's band. Percussion, I had a guy named Greg Bissonette and Lenny Castro from Toto. Keyboard players, David Page from Toto, Greg Fillingames from the Clapton's band, Steve Lukather. I mean, all of these guys that came in and played on this record are just spectacular musicians. And between them and these original track ideas, we were able to make some really great records out of just really raw little ideas.
And you actually have a single out, do you not?
No, that's right. You know, it's a funny story how that happened. That wasn't one of the old ones. I got to the end of like making 8 or 9 of those old tracks, birthing them, having them reborn, to tell you the truth, recreated from the ground up. My girlfriend and I, we worked out in the gym every morning that we're off the road. We're down in the gym. She's running on the treadmill next to me. I'm running on the treadmill beside her. I look over at her, and I hear these lyrics running in my head. I really like the things that you do. Nobody does it any better than you. So I'm running at the same time in a faster rhythm. So I pick up my phone and I turn on record, and I record myself singing into this phone while I'm running, going, I really like all the things that you do. Nobody does it any better than you. I look over at the guy next to me, and he's looking at me like, what the heck are you doing singing into your cell phone? When I got back to the house, I went in the studio straight away. I've got a studio here on my property. Took that idea and I started building a little demo of it before it ran away. So anyway, a lot of things like that just come through me. It's a spark of just an idea that comes out. That's what happened with the basic track of Hotel California. It was just sitting on a couch in a Malibu rented beach house. I was playing guitar, and out comes that progression. And I ran back into my daughter's, 1-year-old daughter's bedroom, which had a tape recorder in it. And when she was awake, I could record demos. So I run back there and record just me playing that 12-string part over and over and over and over. And I turn it off. But it came time to write songs for what was going to be the Hotel California. I went back in and rebuilt that whole track. I used a drum machine, played bass on it, 12-string guitar, all the electric guitar ideas that were pretty much on the record when we finished. I recorded in the demo, except for probably about 50%, 60% of the solos on the end, until we get to the point where Joe and I start trading. And then Joe said, this needs something that sounds like diddly, diddly, diddly. I said, well, what is diddly, diddly, diddly? So we had to sit down and figure out what those harmonies were going to be at the very end, bar by bar by bar, because every bar, it changed chords. That progression changes chords every bar. So we had to figure out, okay, on this bar, we got to play this. On this bar, we got to play that. And we literally recorded it bar by bar by bar until we finished the record.
Not only do you have amazing skills, but you have a huge heart. You're giving the fans a chance to be a part of something so extraordinary. When I read this, we just loved it. It's through your Rock and Roll Retreat sweepstakes for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. It's a Gibson Vaults tour, a double neck guitar, even a lesson with you, and more importantly, all of it is going to fuel the mission mission to save children's lives. So why does the work at St. Jude's strike such a personal chord with you?
Well, I have been a supporter of St. Jude's and raised money for them for decades now. And I have been to a lot of events where they have a big golf tournament that day, and then that night they have all the golfers and their wives and everything sitting at tables, and they bring out on stage these families with their child that they just saved. And the checkbooks come out, the tears start pouring down people's faces, and they have gone, St. Jude's has gone from the original survival rate for children's leukemia back in 1960 or 1962 when Danny Thomas founded St. Jude's. The survival rate was 4%. So out of every 100 children that came in to St. Jude's in 1962 with leukemia, only 4 of them survived. Today, because of their research, they're up to 96% survival rates. If you've got a child with leukemia, they figured out a lot of the treatments. They still have 4% left that they're going to figure out how to get rid of that. So 100% survival rate will be due to St. Jude Research Center. They also, when they started, it was only 20% survival rate for all other cancers. Now today, they've got it up to over 80%, but they still have a ways to go. I mean, you can't lose 20 out of 100 children. They don't want to lose any children. They will work until they have figured out how to save children with cancer and leukemia 100%. So I'm in. I've always supported it. I think it's a very worthwhile cause. And for every child that you see who has survived cancer and leukemia at these St. Jude fundraisers, the more committed you get to help them.
So here in our community, St. Jude's mission is deeply personal to us because Niswonger Children's Hospital in Johnson City is one of only 8 St. Jude affiliate clinics in the entire nation. And of course, every year we hold a radiothon here to raise money for their work. So when you're thinking about this sweepstakes and all you're doing to help the kids not only nationwide, but to know that you're helping them right here by doing this event with Symphony of the Mountains and this contest for St. Jude's, how does that bring this full circle for you?
Well, I'm just really glad to be in any small way part of trying to develop whatever is remaining so we can have a 100% survival rate for every child that has leukemia or cancer. And that's all I really want to do with it. And we've been campaigning for this whole summer on tour and have been very successful in raising money for St. Jude's. 100% every dime that comes down to this Don Felder Rock and Roll Retreat sweepstakes goes directly to St. Jude. There's no administration fee. There's nobody taking a little piece of it for any service. Nobody touches it. The contributions go directly to St. Jude's. You can go to donfelder.com/contest. It'll take you to a page where you can go right in and read all the official rules, read all the prizes in the prize package, and make a contribution. Every $50 contribution gives you 1 ticket entry into the sweepstakes. So if you donate $100, you get 2 tickets. So anyway, it's all about trying to raise money to save children's lives. That's what it's about. And if I can do anything to help do that, count me in.
Well, for doing that work and for bringing us, of course, decades of music, we appreciate you. Thank you, Don, so much for your time today.